I found a lot of things in organic chemistry to be very difficult, such as visualizing mirror images. So that made stereochemistry very difficult, but the use of a modeling kit really helps me see and helps me answer stereochemistry questions. Second, I found nomenclature difficult because there are so many rules, but using note cards and going through those and memorizing the note cards helped me understand nomenclature. Currently, I think determining between SN1 and E1 is very difficult because they are competitive, so the same condition of an aprotic solvent. But there's so many other conditions to think about before determining which reaction will actually occur. And so you have to think of the hindrance of the base, the hindrance of the substrate, the type of alkyl you have, primary, secondary, tertiary, and you have to think about the strength of your base. I made a flow chart to help me decide what reaction will take place, E1, SN1, or E2, or SN2. And the flow chart helps me consider all of the conditions before choosing what reaction will take place. But this video will focus on just E2 and SN2 because that's what I found most difficult. So for E2 and SN2, you know you have a polar aprotic solvent because the hydrogen bonding of a protic solvent will react with your nucleophile. So once you know you have a one-step reaction, E2 or SN2, you look at if your alkyl halide is primary, secondary, or tertiary. In E2 or SN2 conditions, in a primary alkyl halide, you look at the hindrance first of both the nucleophile and the substrate. If there's no hindrance at all, then you will have SN2 because there will be enough space for the nucleophile to do the backside attack. If you have a hindered base, a bulky base, you're going to go through E2 for the exact opposite reason. There's not enough space for the backside attack, so we'll go through E2. If you have a hindered substrate, then you can look at how strong of a base you have of the nucleophile. If you have a strong base, you'll go through E2 because that strong base will be able to deprotonate the hydrogen, which is the first step of E2. But if you have a weak base, it will go through SN2. With the secondary alkyl halides. Strong base can deprotonate, which is the first step of E2. So a strong base will on a secondary alkyl halide will push E2. With a weak base, it will favor SN2. Then with a tertiary alkyl halide, E2 is favored because the increased number of substituents blocks the backside attack of SN2 from happening. So this question asks us to predict the product and show the mechanism. And to be able to do both of those things, you have to know if elimination or substitution occur and how many steps will be in the mechanism. So you already know it will be E2 or SN2 because that's the focus of this video. But really, you have your aprotic solvent, which shows that a one-step reaction will occur. So after you know that E2 or SN2 will occur, you look at the type of alkyl halide you have, primary, secondary, or tertiary. And here, where the leaving group is, you can see you have a primary alkyl halide. So now, according to the flow chart, we look at the hindrance of both the base and the substrate. But as you can see, there's no hindrance anywhere, which shows with the flow chart, no hindrance, that SN2 will occur. So we already know it will be SN2. Now that we know an SN2 reaction will occur, we can show the mechanism and predict the product. So we have these ions floating around in the solvent, and so the electrons from this ion are going to attack this carbon, and in the same step, these electrons from this bond are going to go to the bromine. So the product will look like this. And of course, with SN2, we have the inversion of stereochemistry. So there's your product. Oh, I think it's very important to be able to differentiate between E1 and SN1 because determining the reaction that's going to happen is just the first step in many other questions that can be asked, such as the stereochemistry of the product, the major minor products, or if it's a synthesis question, that's SN1, E1, that's just one part of the whole synthesis or mechanism. So I hope this video helps, and good luck on the chem exam.